Okay, so today we're going to be looking at how to create a graph on Excel with the correct number of significant figures in both the graph, the equation, and the data points. So first we need to start with our data set. We have density and we have absorption rate of 4 different liquids. We're going to be comparing the density to the absorption rate. Our density, the grams, were measured with 3 significant figures, as were the milliliters. The absorption rate, the centimeters, were measured with 2 significant figures, as were the seconds. So we need to change our data points to reflect this. First, we need to select all of our data points, right-click, go down to Format Cells, change it to number format with 2 decimal places, pull this up, and click OK. This gives us the correct number of significant figures in all of our absorption rate values. We have the correct number of significant figures in our top 3 density values. However, we need 3 significant figures in our oil value. So we right click, come down again to Format Cells. We want it to be 3 decimal places, click OK. We now have 3 significant figures in our oil density value. Next we want to create a chart, so we select all of our data, go to Charts, Scatter Plot, marked Scatter. This creates our scatter plot. We want to right click, go to Select Data. Here we can create the name for our chart and data, so it's going to be density versus absorption rate. Click OK. We have now named our graph and our series here. We also want to add axis titles, so we come up to Chart Layout, click Axis Titles, horizontal axis title, title below the axis. This is going to be our density value because it's our independent variable. So we highlight all of this. Density is in grams per milliliter. Our vertical axis, click the rotated title. This is going to be our absorption rate. Absorption rate measured in centimeters per second. So we now have the correct titles for our graph. Next we want to add, let's move this up some. Next we want to add an equation to our graph. So we come up here to Trendline Options. We look at the type, we want the linear trend line. Click on our options, we want to display the equation on the chart and display the r-squared value on the chart. Click OK. Here's our equation, let's drag it over so we can see it. Our absorption, remember, has 2 significant figures, which means that every number in our equation needs to have 2 significant figures as well. So we go through and change it so it reflects that. Our 4 will round down to 2 there. Here, our third number is a 5, so it'll round the 6 up to a 7. And here, the 3 will round down, so that stays 8. We've now created a chart and data points with all the correct number of significant figures in our equation and all of our points. Thank you.